Gear Talk. Discover the music tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Welcome to Gear Talk, Music Gear Talk. This is Rodney, and we are powered by EnterTalk Radio, leader in the music biz.
So, Rodney, this is going to be a good day for you, right?
Yeah, this is really exciting here. We got Jeff Sevaldson on the phone here with us.
Yes, Jeff Sevaldson. Are you there, Jeff?
What you doing?
What's happening?
Dude, nothing. How's life with you guys?
We're in California. Can't ask for more.
Yeah, we're sweating. We're sweating out here because it's over 70 degrees, man.
Hey, I wish I had that problem.
Right.
We're based in Minneapolis, so it's a little bit colder up here, but it's all good.
Just slightly, right? Hey, but you got Prince over there. That's all good,
dude. They got some history there. You can't hate on history.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Cool. So yeah, Jeff, just get right into it. Love to just start off with just kind of seeing where the company started. Like, how did DrumLite begin? Where did that come from? Like, were you a part of the process when it actually begun? And were you a part of the actual, spawning of the company itself?
Yeah, so DrumLite actually began, it was actually co-founded by myself and my college roommate, Joey Nesbitt. He is the other owner of DrumLite. And so, I actually saw it right from the beginning. We were roommates in college, and we're both drummers. And it actually started, we had these LEDs, like LED lighting, we were kind of using for the house that we were renting at the time. And it was just really spontaneous with both of us being drummers. We were kind of just looking to, do something cool with our drums, bring our stage presence to the next level. And one day we were kind of just messing around with these scrap LED lights that we were originally using, for kind of under cabinet lighting.
And they were RGB, correct?
Correct. Yep. So it would be, it was pretty similar to what you would see, in a Menards or a Home Depot, kind of what we had in the beginning. And I remember when I was a little kid, probably about, it would have been 11, 12, seeing John Otto with Limp Bizkit with lights in his drums, back with the old OCDP stuff.
Yep.
And I don't know, just this one day, I was like, "Hey, Joey, you ever thought about putting some of these in the drum?" And Joey's the engineer; that's his background, and he kind of got he kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And then about 3 hours later, after I had gotten back from class in college, he had already kind of played around with it and come up with something that was somewhat usable. And so that was really cool, and that kind of got DrumLite started. Joey at the time was gigging out and things like that, so he kind of went back, played some gigs, and had a lot of people inquiring about DrumLite kind of after that and how we did that, and could we do it for them? And so things kind of started off that way. He was kind of the main one who was out gigging it, and then we got a couple local buddies who are one of our first people to use DrumLite. Actually, one of them works for us now. His name's Colin, and I think he was the person who got our second kit of DrumLites ever.
Nice.
And so that's kind of how it just started. People started asking us. Started seeing the lights and the drums that we had done for ourselves, and then a couple buddies, and then just kind of started growing organically from there. So yeah, that's how it started, and since then it's been a lot of fun. Never a dull moment.
Cool. And one of the big questions that I was really excited to let everyone know is we've actually met at NAMM, which is a music convention for gear, which was basically my world. That's how we ended up with this show, basically. And I wanted to also lightly talk about the other partner that you have with your company that does the controllers.
Yeah, as far as like Joey goes, or
yeah, so there was another company that also made DrumLites that you guys ended up moving into a partnership with.
Oh yeah, okay, got it. Yep. So we actually have a partnership with Brightbeats, and they're another company that does some LED lighting for musical instruments and things like that. And so they actually, as far as our controllers, they actually help us. We work with them to build kind of our top-of-the-line trigger controller. It's a 10-channel DMX controller with a trigger function as well as a like a touchscreen interface. So it's pretty intense, and it's definitely the top-of-the-line drum lighting system for sure. And so that's kind of how we work with Brightbeats. Nice.
And getting into the controllers, you have a couple different options that I've noticed. You've got the 10-channel Mecca, awesome, great, does everything. And then you have the 8-channel, which is the one that I personally have that works great for my situation because I want to have enough control to where not all of them are doing the same thing exact same time. I wanted to actually control each one. And the fact that I only have a 5-piece kit, I really didn't need to go into a 10, of course, if I had a huge drum set maybe. So that was why that one seemed like that would work for me. And then I also wanted to get something that I can DMX control each specific drum. So that was the whole idea of getting that one. And then you guys also have the bass drum trigger, which is just one that they can control just the kick drum if they want. And then you also have the smaller handheld little controller that it looks like a credit card almost, that you can just change colors and whatnot, correct?
Yeah, man, you got it like all. So you are a DrumLite expert.
Well, I wanted to have them in my hand before we talked. I wanted to actually hook them up, which they were super easy to hook up. The cabling is very strong, and I think it's going to last me a really long time, and I tour a lot, so I see having zero problems with it. We used to just uplight the drums that I have. I have a DW kit, the new DW clear drums, and we were just uplighting them. We actually plugged in the DMX controller, and they work flawlessly without any programming because everything was already programmed from just using regular cans, and they're identical to cans. They're just LED strips that are in my drums now, which is way less stuff to carry.
Right on. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that DMX stuff is exactly, it's perfect for people like you, who are gigging out and have a lighting solution kind of already programmed either through a lighting guy or through computer software like via Ableton or things like that. So yeah, I mean that DMX stuff it's cool and it's a lot of fun.
Well, I actually use Ableton. That's exactly what I'm using, and Ableton coincides with a company called DMX's, and that is the actual controller that converts it into DMX from the computer USB cable. So it'll go out of that right into the DMX's controller, which looks kind of like a DI, and it gets plugged right into the DMX controller of yours, which is an actual DMX in. And when you're programming it, you actually have its own software for DMX's that it's like a mixer, and you'll sit and go up and down and turn on and off the lights and change colors and do whatever. And then Ableton talks to that program, and that's how it actually makes those work. So I was actually trying to incorporate that as much as possible, and at some point I was more impressed by your lights, and I thought that they would do more and give me more vibrant options. And also the idea of doing a Muse tribute, which I play in, you kind of want to step up the show a bit, like you're saying. I remember back when Limp Bizkit was doing that, and when what was his name, Jason, I think, at Orange County, and just I loved the idea of how they were doing what they were doing, but I like how you guys kind of stepped it up a whole notch.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we we didn't necessarily invent, the lights and the drums or anything like that. That's been around, for a while. But we do pride ourselves on kind of taking it to the next level. And, it's all about giving the drummer some. So, right, because the drummer, well, I mean, Rodney, you and I are drummers. So as I say, the drummer is the most important part of the band. But
right.
Some people would probably disagree with that. But,
the
it's
bass
all
players
good. We're
might
just
say
trying
something
to,
about that.
give the drummer a little something.
Right.
This is Florentino. I'm the guy you talked to on the phone. And yeah, the bass players might have a little something to say about that. No, actually, I agree. I want to chime in because I am a bass player. That I agree. If the drummer is off in a group and it doesn't have that feel, I don't care how good the singer is, how good the guitar player is. I don't care if they have the Kenny G on sax. It ain't going to work. The drummer's got to be on point. And I 100% agree. And they need to get that spotlight. They need to get shine because they get hidden behind all those lovely cymbals and those great big tom-toms.
And that's exactly where we started off. So we're going to go into a commercial here in a couple minutes. But, yeah, getting back to the next segment, we're going to talk about just how one of the issues I personally had was they were always bringing up the option of why they couldn't see me, and I didn't like lights hitting me right in the face because then I couldn't see the band. So just hold tight for a few minutes there, Jeff, and we'll be right back. So
awesome. Sounds great.
Thank you, brother. So you're listening to Music Gear Talk, powered by Intertalk Radio.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goli, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
Yeah, you're listening to Rodney Elliott here on Music Gear Talk, sponsored by Pitbull Audio and SIR USA. So, yeah, we have Jeff Sevaldson on the line here from DrumLite. Are you still there, Jeff?
Yep, still here.
Right on. So, yeah, getting back to where we left off, one of the things I wanted to bring up really quick was how bright they were. We're talking about lights, so we might as well talk about how bright they got. We went from thinking, oh, let's just turn them on and turn them off, and we're going to add lights to show so you can see the drummer. Oh, my God, how bright it was. The amount of lumens it puts off is insane. I had no idea they were going to be as bright as they were. So we ended up like adjusting to where it fits per song because I had no idea that they got as bright as they did. Do they make different versions of, or is it just you guys using a really good product that gets that bright?
Yeah, so as far as your setup goes, Rodney, you guys are rocking the double LEDs on your acrylic drums especially. So that has a little bit to do with it as far as brightness. But one of the things that we actually do is we have a white backing on our LEDs, so it kind of reflects that light and makes it even more brighter. Back in the day when we first started, it would have been like around 2011, 2012, we were actually using a LED with a black backing, and after we did some testing and things like that, we actually found that was that kind of killed the lumens, like you said, of the LEDs, so it wasn't quite as bright. So we switched this new white backing about 3 years ago now, and yeah, so that's as far as the brightness goes. Those are probably the two biggest things that make them as bright as they are. But luckily, like you said, you can dim them, so that way you're not going to blind yourself or anything like that. Hopefully, but yeah, that was something that we wanted to do too. We wanted to make at least them as bright as possible if people want that, especially if you're going to be on a big stage or a big tour where there's going to be a lot of other lights going on and park cams and things like that. We want to make sure that drum lights can still stick out and compete with that, or I shouldn't say compete, but complement that. But yeah, I mean, certainly, it's like you said, it's adjustable. So, if somebody needs it a little bit dimmer, that's no problem.
And you actually have a couple different DrumLite kits. There's the DrumLite kits for wood. There's one for acrylic, and then again, there's one for the bass drum. What would be the difference between those?
Yeah, so the main difference between the wood and acrylic sets for full kits is that the acrylic sets will get 2 LED strips per drum, and the wood sets will get 1 LED strip per drum. The main reason for that is on acrylic drums, since they're clear, usually most people want to put an LED strip on the top and the bottom of the shell, or the top and bottom bearing edge. And however, when we did that, we used to do it where it was all the same for both wood and acrylic. Like wood drums would get 2 LEDs as well. But we kind of, after a couple of years and different testing and R&D, we kind of noticed that you could get away with putting just 1 LED strip into a wood drum, and the brightness of it wouldn't be as affected as much on a solid shell drum. And that really 2 LEDs in there didn't make too much of a difference. So we ended up switching that and going with just 1 LED in the wood kits. People can get to it if they want. If you had a wood kit and you really want to put 2 LEDs in every drum, you could certainly get like a DrumLite set for acrylics and put them in a wood or solid shell. It's just usually not necessarily needed. So that's actually really the only difference between wood, like DrumLites for wood drums, and DrumLites for acrylic drums per se. And then our bass DrumLite package, we kind of bill that as our DrumLite starter pack, if you will. And so that is just straight up a single LED strip for a bass drum, either 20, 22, or 24-inch bass drum. And then it has a bass drum controller, so it's a smaller LED controller that can just handle, or is just meant to handle one drum, mainly being your bass drum. Mm-hmm. And so those are kind of our starter packs, and that's our very base model, and that that starts out at $99, and if you want to do full kits and things like that, they kind of go up from there.
Got it. Yeah, the prices have been great. And what about the controllers themselves? The one that you'd have with the little credit card where you can change the colors from a little remote. What would that one be called?
Oh, so that's just our straight up standard controller, like our full kit standard controller, the one that comes with the remote, and then we do have that like single drum or bass drum standard controller. So that's kind of our base model DrumLite controller that people can have, and then kind of, like you had mentioned before, the next step up from that would then be DMX, and then if you want to get even more wild and crazy, it'd be like triggered DMX. So we try and cover everything, as Joey likes to say, we try and cover everything mild to wild.
Love it. So what are some of the effects that the DrumLite remote controllers have? Like, the actual controller is going to change the effects. What would the effects be?
Sure. So the standard controller that comes with, or the remote controller that kind of comes standard with DrumLite kits, basically that effect will give you between right around like 8 solid colors to choose from, and I'll go back quick and just give a quick, a brief. So basically, on the standard controller, all your drums are going to be the same color. But on the remote, you'll be able to pick from 8 different colors on it. So you can change the color of the lights. It's just that all your drums will be like that one color. And then there's also about 8 different flashing fading modes as well. So you can choose from, like a red, green flash. You can do a, red, green, and blue fade. You can fade through all the colors. You can do a strobe light function, which is pretty crazy, and you can also control the speed of the flashing and fading in each of those modes as well. So if you wanted to, have it flash really, really fast, you could, or you can slow it down and make it more of a steady pulse on solid colors, or through a couple different color variations. So that's basically the gist of our standard remote.
And can you use that standard remote with the 8 or the 10? If you weren't actually hooking it up to a computer at a time and you want to just use it from a little remote, can you actually still use it that way also?
Correct, yep. So our standard controller, so you'd need to have both. They're both kind of standalone units, our DMX, and then our standard, just straight-up DrumLite non-DMX controller. But you could use both interchangeably. So if you we're playing a smaller maybe club gig, and you didn't want to lug a DMX controller around, or if the venue you're playing doesn't necessarily have a lighting system to technically hook into, you could certainly use a standard DrumLite controller, and our standard DrumLite controllers can hold up to right around 12 drums depending on your sizes. So for most folks, that's probably plenty of drums.
Yes. Even though there is a personal friend of mine purchased the drum set from Eric Singer from Kiss, who has the 4 kick drums, and I think there's like 32 drums altogether or something, and they were all lit up from your DrumLite, and they also did everything that you're saying from his little remote that he uses. And his name is Raleigh DeVoe. He plays in a tribute band called Kiss Crusaders, and I guess there's only 2 kits ever made. And for some reason, one of them came up online or something. He bought it. He couldn't wait to have it because he's the biggest Kiss fan ever. And he brought it to a show and used it. And I was just blown away at how many drums he had. Much alone, it worked flawlessly. Like, he hooked them all up, played an entire show, not one cut in and out. He was like, yeah, we've been gigging on these for a while. They're amazing drums. The DrumLites absolutely just added to the show. Actually, it caught most people's attention more than the rest of the band.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, Raleigh's a cool dude. I met him at NAMM this year. He's a good guy, and certainly, for his kit, we had to do a couple different. We had to do a little bit of custom things because the amount of drums and DrumLites that he had on that huge Kiss kit. But it's fun. It's cool, and we enjoy it.
And how do they get powered? Where's the actual power to them come from, and how would you keep powering them if you have so many drums like that?
Yeah, so the power on DrumLite is just pretty much a standard wall outlet power supply. And so everything needs to technically, be plugged into the wall to operate. And as far as, like, if somebody's had, let's say, a double LED acrylic 16-piece kit or something crazy like that, and it's all pretty large drum sizes. What we would do is we would set them up with 2 brain boxes.
Nice.
And they could still be controlled. Like, this is just our standard controller. You'd have 2 basically standard controller brain boxes. They could still technically be controlled by 1 remote.
Got it.
But you'd kind of need to have just both those just to kind of carry that amperage
Makes sense.
on those drums. Like, yeah. The last thing we want is somebody, blowing
right, exactly.
blowing the system out.
Cool. Well, we're going to go back to a commercial real quick, and we'll keep you on the line and hold that thought, and we'll move on to the next segment.
Also, I'd like to give a shout-out to our cool sponsors, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. We should probably bridge a little connection with DrumLite for those guys.
You know what? That's on my mind.
They don't carry a lot of drum stuff, but something like
Maybe
that.
They need to.
They do. Accessories like that would be great. And, of course, SIR, who powers the industry. You've been listening to Rodney Elliott on Music Gear Talk, powered by the mighty EnterTalk Radio. We'll be right back in a few short moments. Stay tuned.
The mighty.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Welcome to Music Gear Talk. Discover the
the music tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
You are listening to Music Gear Talk, powered by Intertalk Radio, and we got Jeff's back on the line here from Minneapolis with DrumLite.
How's it going?
What's happening, brother? So, yeah, getting right back into it, I would love very much to talk about some of the people that are using your lights, people that came and found you, or maybe some people that you found. We actually have a couple local people here that I'm personally friends with. Mike Fuentes from Pierce the Veil I've known since he was a teenager and played at a little teen center called the Epicenter. Wov from POD, which I've known from their first record. I was one of the engineers and kind of interned my first day with them, actually. And just hung up the phone with, before the show, Scotty Cormos from a band called DSB, which now he is an independent and looking to actually tour and play with some national acts. So, yeah, a couple of just personal friends of mine, along from other people that I'd love to hear about that maybe are using your product, or maybe even some you'd like to use your product.
Yeah, definitely. So we have, we've been blessed that we have a lot of people that are gigging with our stuff, and, people on some pretty high-profile gigs. Some of the latest folks that we've been working with, like you said, he just joined the DrumLite crew pretty recently. So that's awesome. We've also, done things with Kent Flucher, who's Luke Bryan's drummer. He's actually had our stuff for a couple of years now, and he's been a really great guy to work with. We've had Lester Estelle, who's right now he's out on tour with Kelly Clarkson. He's been using our stuff for quite a while. A couple other big acts. We've Rick Allen, actually, from Def Leppard. He's got our stuff in his bass drums. And the list goes on. I don't want to bore people with, just name dropping per se. But yeah, we've got, like I said, we've been very blessed, very lucky to work with some great folks and get some, great exposure, especially for us being really a 4-person company out of little Minneapolis. So it's a lot of fun, and it's cool. It's cool that people are, this is something that people are really interested in and excited about.
And is there any bands that you just for some reason would love to actually see your drum lights on, like Marilyn Manson, or like someone that just you could totally envision, like, why aren't they doing it yet?
Yeah, the biggest one that we kind of always talk about, Travis Barker. If he had drum lights, I think that would be,
epic.
That's one that we definitely got to work on.
We got to throw Neil Peart in there.
Yeah, right on. Neil Peart for sure. We've unfortunately, I just recently heard today that the Foo Fighters are going on like an indefinite hiatus. So I was kind of surprised by that. But Dave Grohl is like one of my biggest drum influences of all time. If like Dave or Taylor Hawkins had drum lights, that would be pretty awesome. So we've got some more work to do. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, some of those guys that just listed off, maybe they'll be who knows? Maybe they'll be sporting drum lights here.
Well, I would love to see that happen. Do you think any of your products affect the sound of the drums at all, or are they just all aesthetic? Like, you've never actually heard of them changing the drum sound at all, have you?
Yeah, so we actually have never had an issue with the drum lights affecting the sound. So we actually work with pretty much all the custom drum shops out there, and then Pearl Drums is our retail distributor in the USA. And so I know multiple custom drum shops have tested our stuff in the studio just to make sure it doesn't compromise the sound, and they've all said it's been great. And I know Pearl's tested our stuff both on their acrylic and wood kits. And from a studio test, whether you have drum lights in your drums or not, won't affect the sound. So that's something we're very proud of, and we've worked hard to make sure that quality stays that way, and it doesn't get compromised. So if you have a set that you're going to play in the studio that has drum lights, have no fear.
And how did you get to build the relationship with Pearl?
So the relationship with Pearl actually started through a guy that probably most people in the music industry, especially music instrument retail and drums specifically, would know. His name's Kevin Packard. He's a combo marketing manager over at Pearl now, and he was actually, that started through Kevin, and we had actually approached Kevin at NAMM a couple of years back when he was at a different company at NAMM, a different drum company, and we kind of got the ball rolling there, and kept in touch over the years. And he got his job at Pearl, switched over to Pearl. Maybe it was like 2 years ago now. And one of the first things he did was call us up and say, "Guys, Pearl's coming out with the Crystal Beats. They're reintroducing the Crystal Beats.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get in on some drum lights because I think that could be big for both of us, drum light and Pearl alike." So that's kind of how it started. So it was just a contact with Kevin that we had made at NAMM years ago, and came to fruition with Pearl.
So is Pearl the place that we're going to get the product, or is there certain stores that sell it, or do they just go to getdrumlite.com? Where's the best place that we can find them at?
Yeah, so as far as if you're located in the U.S., the best place to get drum lights would be at your local dealer. So any dealer that is an authorized, or any retailer or music store that is an authorized Pearl Drums dealer here in the U.S. can carry drum lights or can custom order them for you. So we no longer sell drum lights direct here within the U.S. Everything is done through our retailer and dealer network. And so pretty much, anybody who's carrying Pearl drums, since they're a distributor, can have the ability to carry drum lights, or at minimum, order them, custom order them for you.
And if someone was looking to not just purchase them, but say they're a bigger artist, like someone that we talked about, how would they go about talking to you in your artist relations department about possibly getting them?
Sure. Yeah. If you would like to, be endorsed or in our artist program at DrumLite, they can contact either, us through our website. Our general, kind of information email is info@getdrumlite.com. And, that will get filtered to the appropriate folks here over at DrumLite. And so that would be, if you're looking, for drum lights and you're playing a lot of gigs and, you think you could, qualify for, an endorsement or to become part of our artist roster, hit us up and, just direct through our website and we'll be in touch. Nice.
And another kind of interesting question I had was, where would you actually get the products for the drum lights? You've experimented with several different LED strips and different RGB products that did things, and you put them in drums and this might work and this might not. And I also noticed when I got the product, it had 3M on it, which is a glue company from Minneapolis. I don't know if you did that because it's Minneapolis or it's just a good product that you liked. So yeah, where do you actually get the products, and how did you test them and get to the place where you're really happy with the product you're selling now?
So as far as our products go, they actually come from, we get them from many different manufacturers here that we have specifically making drum lights all over the world, actually. Different components come from different areas of the world. Some right here in the U.S., some overseas. And so basically, but everything is made exactly to our specs. What we did, which some people have probably done too, what we did when we first started out DrumLite, I'm embarrassed to say this now, but you got to start somewhere, was literally we would just buy reels of LEDs like off of eBay, because you can buy, a comparable LED, set, through eBay or things like that, like directly from, China or an LED wholesaler here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how we started with our DrumLites. And then we made we started, the quality wasn't there. It wasn't wasn't suited for drum, the stuff that we were using. And, the more that DrumLite grew, the more we were able to kind of make changes specifically to products and work directly with manufacturers to actually have what now is literally a product that only DrumLite has. So, now DrumLites they're made specifically for a drum. They have a foam-backed adhesive, and that actually is from 3M, that, like you had mentioned, here in Minneapolis, and which that is, and that's something unique to. That's one of the many things unique to DrumLites is, what we found early on was having an extra layer of a foam-backed adhesive on that LED is going to help absorb that vibration from those drums. Because a lot of people, and I've had lots of people tell me this, whether it's at NAMM or in person or over the phone or in emails, actually come to us and say, like, hey, I tried modding my lights myself, and after about like the third gig, they all fell off the drum.
Right.
So it happens. I feel people's pain, and that was kind of one of the biggest, things that we did to,
Very cool.
improve DrumLites.
Well, we're going to go back to another commercial real quick, and we will keep you on the line for one more segment.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
music tech that powers the biz with your host, Rodney Elliott.
You're listening to Music Gear Talk with Rodney here on Intertalk Radio. Love to say a shout out to Pitbull Audio and SIR. We got Jeff Sevaldson back on the line with DrumLite from Minneapolis. You still there?
Yep.
Right on. So yeah, one of the things I'd really like to know is, where do you see DrumLite fitting in with the music industry, and do you see being something that's more visual to affect where music is going? And people are getting kind of bored just going to see bands, so they want to like see a show like Muse, for instance. So I mean, where do you see going with your company, and where do you see fitting in with where things are going now?
Yeah, I think, for us, we've been fortunate as well in this regard that, live stage performance has really taken off. And it's certainly a big part. I mean, it's always been a big part of the industry, but I think it's starting to get even bigger, just because the record side has been, on the decline, unfortunately, for so many years now. But so that that's helped us as far as the live side. People are trying to, as you mentioned, take it to the next level, and I think that with DrumLite you can do that. And so for our business, it's really honing in on basically everything that we can do for drums and drum sets. I think another in the future, and part of the growth of DrumLite, I think, will be to expand, not only from drum sets, but into other instruments, whether it be guitars or amps and cab lighting, or just, straight up stage lighting. I could certainly see us, moving in and dabbling in that, and getting serious in that in the next couple of years here. I think another big growth thing that, we've been working on for a long time to really kind of come up with something that would work really perfectly would be, moving into kind of the marching band or the marching drum corps area. 'Cause that's an arena that we're not necessarily really in. We do most of our DrumLite, 95% of our stuff is really just meant for drum sets only. So I think those two paths are certainly kind of where we want to be with DrumLite, 5-10 years from now. And, I'm happy and I'm excited, and I think we can certainly get there.
This is Florentino, and I would like to see bass lights, man. Bass lights. Remember that. It's the next complement to drums. We are like the melodic version of drums.
I know the only thing I've seen on bass, which is when he first originally started with Limp Bizkit, the bass player had LEDs in his neck.
Yeah, that would be
cool.
And
that was the newest, freshest thing out, and the drummer was lighting up his drums too, which is where they came from. So I know that they make that, but if I think a bass, they made like a clear bass, I think Ampeg made them. They made guitar and basses. They had one to light it up. That would be kind of cool.
Glow in the dark strings, man. That's all I got to say. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't sound very good with all that crazy chemicals, but it's an idea. Hey, maybe if you can come up with it, that would be awesome.
So yeah,
well, Florentino, I'll keep you in mind in that for sure. If we get something here,
it's called the Florentino.
Near future. Yeah. Hey, I will. I'll hit you up.
I'm gonna have Rodney call you like every day, making sure that you're on this. Like, when's the bass lights coming out, man?
Exactly. So Jeff, where are we gonna find DrumLites again? It's www.getdrumlite.com, and also anyone that sells Pearl drum products will be able to get them at any of those stores. And then what are some prices you could throw at me? Let's let the customers know what the prices are going for right now.
Sure. The bass DrumLite kits, kind of like we mentioned back when we were talking just about the different styles of kits that we have here. Our bass model is just a straight up DrumLite for a bass drum, and that comes with cables, controller, power supply, LEDs, everything you need to light it up, and that starts at $99. If you're looking to expand into a full kit, a 4 to 5-piece DrumLite kit, depending if your drums are wood or acrylic, and everything is size-based as well. So depending kind of on your sizes and your drum style, a full kit DrumLite system with our standard remote controller would be right around, $250 to $300, and that'd be for like a 4 or 5 piece. And going up from there, as far if you wanted to do DMX and things like that, we have a base DMX, just kind of a base level, very simple model DMX controller that starts at $75, and then our upper model DMX, independent DMX, and trigger DMX, those things go for as much as $550 to a couple grand. So you can get, as we always tell people, you can just start with the bass drum and expand from there as you see fit.
Yeah, it's addicting. That's why it's like, just start a little bit. Just do this one drum, and you'll see what happens. And everyone goes oohs and ahs, and they're like, well, maybe I should do my snare. And well, since I already have the cable, maybe I'll just do the tom. And so, have you guys ever toyed with the idea of being more involved with some of the electronic drum companies that use acrylic cymbals, for instance? I saw that at NAMM was kind of cool.
Yeah, we actually, we haven't gone down that path at all. So, yeah, that's not a bad idea. That could certainly be something, that we look into. We've unfortunately not really done a whole ton with electronic drums. But yeah, no, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I was just kind of impressed by how it felt. Like it was an acrylic cymbal, and I was like, well, I'm just going to smash right through it. But it had like a rubber texture to it, but it was still clear. And they had a bunch of different colors, and I was like, ooh, this would be kind of cool if they could light it up. So maybe we'll have to connect you both together with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'd love to see what we could do.
And Jeff, I know you talked a little bit at NAMM. What were some of the bands you personally played in? I know you said you're actually in a couple bands. Are you playing right now at all?
Yeah, I am not gigging out anymore. I played in a couple bands here and there in high school and college. Nothing that was really of major significance, we'll say. But we do have Colin. He had played in a couple bands. One of his bands was called The Picture Perfect, and they were a local band, and he played with them for quite a while. He was actually he works here at DrumLite now, and he was actually the guy I was talking about who was the second ever person to get DrumLites, and now he's working with us. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. And you guys have an office, or do you have a warehouse, or how big have you expanded so far?
Yeah, so we got what we kind of like to describe affectionately as just the shop here in Minneapolis. We actually, square footage wise, this sounds really bad. I'm here right now, and I don't even know what the square footage is. I think our square footage right now is right around 1,700-1,800, and it's a quaint mid-sized place, but it's just enough, and it's what we need. And we actually expanded here. We moved from a much smaller warehouse and shop actually last October. So we've kind of been in this new place now and just getting things settled for a couple, 6-7 months now. So new digs, and it's all good.
Well, I am really looking forward to seeing it when I'm in town one of these days, touring with my B-Muse tribute band. So I'll definitely be hitting you up there. But yeah, I definitely want to let everyone know again, www.getdrumlite.com, and it's GetDrumLite.com. So I'm sure Jeff would love to hear from everyone. If you want to have the coolest looking drums in the band, you definitely want to make sure you put DrumLites in.
Thank you.
Cool. So thanks again for having you on the show, brother. We're definitely going to keep in touch and do whatever we can for you in the future.
Thanks so much, Rodney. Yeah, thanks for having me. And, on behalf of everybody here at DrumLite, thank you guys so much for the support. We really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without guys like yourselves, helping us out and plugging us and supporting us.
We appreciate it, bro. We appreciate it.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit mozeguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.